Three, two, one. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Stone Soup Poetry, the weekly gathering or semi-weekly gathering or biannual. We'll see how this goes. We got some more people joining us in a little bit. It's going to be an all open mic tonight, and hopefully more features will be announced soon. But what the hell do I know? Let's go to who the Remnant Eater 5000 chose. And the Remnant Eater might have a bias because they chose the person who, last I checked, is the furthest from us now, formerly in Cambridge, Massachusetts for a number of years. He has since relocated to Idaho, and it's a nice fresh afternoon where he is. You might hear an occasional rooster. They'll tell you all about it, I'm sure. Let's welcome up Mr. Bill Lewis.
Why, thank you, Chad. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here. And of course, it's exciting not to be there. It was quite the life, but I have now retired to my family origins here in Idaho and Washington. And my great grandfather drove stage across the Montana and Wyoming into Spokane and became the first uniformed police officer of Spokane Police Force. So that's a family story. That being said, I had a wonderful final trip. I explored parts of Western Massachusetts and just had a wonderful time getting ready to leave until the very last day when I returned to Cambridge. And last day in Cambridge, I went to sit in the park, relax, and let my imagination ramble. But there's a homeless camp there of people who aren't very nice. A small pile of trash and garbage and needles offended my senses. But there was a dog there, perhaps guarding the pile. I debated collecting it when a fellow appeared with another small pile, which he combined with the first and then headed toward the trash can. Every afternoon, he says, the homeless people come here and make new piles, and the next morning he collects them. How can I blame them? If society approves of living on the street, who am I to oppose? No rent to pay, no taxes, no responsibility, free food, free healthcare, free money. What could be better? People are so easily scammed, and it's always the white people, the rich ones who suffer from guilt. The white man's burden, they used to say, but that's considered racist. Now we call it equity, and we toss a quarter, a dollar, or maybe even a $10 bill if we want to post about it on Facebook. Anything, so long as they don't have to get their hands dirty. It's someone else's fault. Capitalism, the rich people, the middle class, the government, anything, just not us. Fuck this democracy. We need a king. Give us an all-powerful government, a ruler who will be kind and generous, who will fix everything by taxing the middle class more and yelling at the wealthy, although they will always get their tax deductions, so they won't have to pay. I love you, Cambridge, but not for this. My friends who are blind see more clearly than my friends who are woke. I despair for you, Cambridge. I fear a rebellion. All it takes is a single murder, a single rape, and the victim's friends will descend upon the homeless camp and beat the crap out of their abusers and cast them out with a vengeance. You have complete power, Cambridge. This was your decision. It is your choice. What does Cambridge want to be? Until someone like you cares a whole lot, nothing will change. No, it will not.
Bill for king indeed. Coming next, very, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the Randinator shoved her into the last minute on the second spot, Jackie Chow.
Okay, I have a relatively short poem. It's called Red. I've always been wary of the color red. It sticks out like a signpost in the middle of a road, warning me to stop, to not proceed, for danger is ahead. Drawn to your lips, I sought a warm heart with the matching hue, only to find a black soul under the crimson glow of your skin, your blue woes and green envy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. And now we have someone else joining us, but before we do that, let's go to Jan Rowe.
Okay. The Black Seed Riders are now on the steps of the cathedral at 138 Tremont. So we're doing open mic from the top of the steps. And this is what I read this week because I had gone up to the State House the week prior, which is just catty corner from there. This is one of the two bills. Homes for All, this is what I read. Legislative briefing, June 1st at the State House. The foreclosure prevention program some legislators are trying to pass would require mortgage servicers to participate in pre-foreclosure mediation with homeowners to explore alternatives. The banks want the entire mortgage payment or the money will be returned. The banks want foreclosure. Our former Secretary of the Treasurer, Steve Mnuchin, he was called the foreclosure king. Oh, he don't like that, but he did foreclose on 3,000 families. So mortgage services do not want to meet with the homeowners facing this foreclosure. They're not regulated, these services, and they have been sued successfully. They're on the increase, these foreclosures, 80% up. So, and they're not really helpful. Like they set it up so like this mortgage servicer required the same documents 30 times. 30 times. So Maine is a state where foreclosures require a judge. Many states do not require any court hearing or judge. A lot of silent suffering. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. And now we're going to go to one of our first phone participant. I'm going to ask her to unmute by pressing *6. And let's welcome up Nancy Dodson.
Little doggy, I miss you, little doggy. I miss you, yes, I do. And when it comes to bite, you would, wouldn't you? I feed you in the morning and take you out in the afternoon. Come play again. Dog bites this time, and wish you wouldn't too.
Thank you, Nancy. What do we have next? Let's go now to Robert Fleming.
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a writer and graphic artist from Delaware. Would I be able to share the screen? Thank you. I'm going to start with this avatar that I made for our host. So this is your avatar,
Jesus.
Chad. I will put the link in the chat for you. And when I first made it, I asked for you to have better lighting so I could get a better lighting on your face, but you were not cooperative. So this was the photo that I started from.
To be fair, my house is not cooperative as far as light goes.
And I also wanted to share part of my submission to the F Florida submission, which is a response to the rise of fascism in Florida by the Governor DeSantis. This is one of my pieces called "The Right to Read." In 1971, I was, I'd say about 9 years old, and I wanted to read The Exorcist, and my parents prohibited me. So I read the whole thing in the bathroom. So this is a tribute to that. On the left side, we have Cindy from the Brady Bunch saying, "Mama, can I come in?" And Mama Brady says, "Cinda, mommy's busy. She's reading The Exorcist." And this is called The Brady Bunch Maintains Their Family Rating. This was another book when I was about 2 years older, about 12 years old. The Godfather by Mario Puzo was published. And there were several sex scenes in the book. My first cousin, Mark, who was 1 year older than me, his father also had the book. And Mark used to call me and tell me what page the sex scenes were on. And I used to take The Godfather into the bathroom and read the sex scenes. So this is called "What Page Does Suddy Fuck?" And this one is called "The Right to Porn." My other cousin, Mark, when I was 13 in Montreal, there was an adult movie theater called the Pussycat. And they had an audio recording, which changed every week, where you could call and get a preview of their showings. And in Montreal, the movie Deep Throat premiered at the Pussycat. And so this one is called The Right to Porn. And I'll also share a picture that I did of DeSantis. I'll share one more and then feed my time. I think this was the best picture I was able to do of DeSantis. It's called "The Fascist of Oranges." And my inspiration for this piece is a series by Andy Warhol where he did Marilyn Monroe. I did 5 different sequences of them. This is the fascist of pythons, and the fist, which is a very traditional fascist symbol, the fist, and of hawks, which is also a very traditional fascist symbol, and of money. And then this is all of them together, which is in the similar style to the Andy Warhol, where the background colors are all the same. And this is an imagination that the conflict between DeSantis and Walt Disney would get worse, and that Walt Disney would leave Florida. So this is called Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse Leave Florida. And this is called The Magic Kingdom Leaves Florida. And this one was inspired by George Orwell's 1984 Animal Farm. And the title is American Animal Farm. All Americans are equal, but some Americans are more equal than others. And thank you for letting me share my submitted series for the Unlikely Story Mark Desk. I'll also put the link in the chat if you're interested in submitting. And my current good news was that I was nominated for a magazine, Blood Rag Poet of the Year. And the way you win is by getting votes. I will also put in the chat the ability to vote for that. And thank you and greetings from Delaware.
Inspired picks, Mr. Fleming. Up next, I'm going to welcome up Blackbird. Welcome back, Blackbird.
Thank you so much for having me. I miss you guys so much. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Glad you're back.
Thank you. All right. So basically this is related. So I'm gonna do this because it's kind of related to me right now. So it's called My Reality. I feel like a dove flying in between the clouds, smelling the beautiful scent of the roses, feeling the rush of the ocean and the color of the wind surrounding me. It almost feels like paradise. I start walking forward, just curious to find out what is at the end of this mysterious journey. But as I am walking forward, I start to feel reality keeps pulling me back. With my past mistakes getting in my way, if I think about going through it again, it'll make me sick to my stomach. So I run faster and faster. And as I am running, it's as if I was almost at the finish line and onto living in paradise forever. I promised myself that I would never leave this place. And I know that people will try to convince me, try to leave, try to make it seem like it's impossible to ever stay at a place like this. You know, those that allow fake reality to get in their way, ignoring their dreams, ignoring their passions, ignoring their ambitions, ignoring their creativeness. I promised myself that I would never leave this place. And I know that people will try to convince me to leave, try to make it seem like it's impossible to ever stay at a place like this. You know, those kind of people that allow their minimum wage job barely can make up their rent, stuck in their what they call reality, filling up their minds with negativity. I promised myself that I would never leave this place, for in my mind, I am free from these false realities. This is my reality, being free, being me, with my creativity. I promised myself that I would never leave this place, and I know that people will try to convince me to leave, but I believe in my dreams. I believe in myself because my children depend on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Blackbird. And now we're going to bring it over to, well, first I'm going to make sure she's unmuted. And now let's welcome up Carol Weston.
Oh, thank you. Just a minute. Now I lay me down to sleep with the possibility of nuclear war. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Sleep is a daily dip into death. My beating heart inside my inner ear
warns me of danger. A fly is studying my notebook as I prepare to write. I eat a salty sleeper from my eye. I push forward into a life of contradiction. How can I live if I can't breathe a song with every breath? Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. And now the musical styling. See, he knows I'm going to call him up. Of Ethan Mackler, the psychic Ethan Mackler. Thank you, sir. And with that, we go over to our closer of the first round of this round robin. Let's go now to our regular oddball columnist, Ethan. It's All One Thing is featured every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock at Eastern time. Sorry, Bill, at oddballmagazine.com. Let's welcome up Mr. James Van Loy.
Thanks, Chad. So I have a piece here. I had it, but I lost it. It happens sometimes when you pick up the notebook. So this is from the Black Cedar Writers Group. This morning, the news was that yesterday, someone blew up the Dnieper Dam on the Ukraine River that creates the backwater reservoir where 6 nuclear reactors draw their water to keep their radioactive core from melting down like the whole world is melting down. Now the world is heating up and the upper atmosphere is cooling and shrinking with highest levels of carbon in atmosphere in 4 long millions of years. And the war in Ukraine, predictably, has made it all so much worse, even as whatever happens, everything is so much worse. All the great jobs growth, just the froth of military spent stimulus, and all the new jobs seem to be some contract, part-time, fill in. We're all subcontractors. Now the Supreme's oligarch court comes out and invents lame employers' right to sue their workers for damage if they strike, even as they file away about half the wetlands and land as they erase the word adjacent in Clean Water Act. Oh, supposed originalist, textualist, big, fast, hypocrite corporatists throwing gremlin sledgehammer on the heads of the people who wander through all of this tired old world of massive unending propaganda orchestrated by algorithms of hate devised by engineering geniuses. Oh, save us, Lord, from the rambling wrecks of the ever-accelerating technocratic engineers and the singularity they make. All us artists still here, faithful at posts. Been there now my entire adult life, and poetry become the real new growing content of all them flickering screens, tiny pixels, enlightened and gel-injected screens of light electric beaming out at us, in us, so far within all of us. So anti-war insurgency is being evoked by those supposed advocates of tradition somehow can't see it's all been changing. All the way back to Whitman and Emily Dickinson out there in old town Amherst, and he and Doriehard, where lilacs last bloomed. Lincoln's assassination tops off the blood flood of US Civil War back when grandfather's cousin, Jacobus, teenager like Rimbaud, in the Paris Commune and the Franco-Prussian War. Well, here we are staring nuclear death straight in the eye, an old but toxic place of empire where West Asia meets East Europe and the rivers come down to Black Sea. And I've been saying for years, no peace, no future, over and over, no peace, no future. Thank you.
Thank you, James. And it's back to start. Pass go, collect 200 from someone else but me. Let's see if Bill on the farm can lend some more words of wisdom and serenity. Does look like he does. It does look like a nice background there, man. Now you're not going to have fake backgrounds anymore unless you
It is a nice background.
unless you create a picture, unless you create a looping video of you being chased by a rooster. You can just keep the natural background, your regular background now.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, you are really into this conspiracy theory about chickens and roosters, aren't you? Oh, well, that's fine. I don't trust them either, but I don't think they're as evil as you think they are. I think they're just obnoxious. In any case, I am now gone from Cambridge, and I think of all the time that I have spent working with the issues of homelessness and violence on the street and everything, and the number of times that I've been attacked and screamed at. And I'm hoping that being here, that will now fade away from me, and I will be able to let go of those things and focus on other things. So that is my deep hope. I have done my best to, talk to my fellow citizens about what I think is important, and that is good enough now. There's not anything else I can do for Cambridge, so I can now think about other things, and maybe I'll be a nicer person. And what kind of poem do I have? Damn kids. The bane of adult existence. There's one thing about kids, they are persistent. Not a moment of the day will you find any peace. Once they get hold of you, they never release. Read us a story, Billy. Let me ride on your back. Chase us in circles, Billy. They give me no slack. If it's not one thing, it's another, or another after that. They'll tease me and tickle me, and then steal my hat. They called me a zombie, so I tried to eat their brains. But when I opened their heads up, I found no remains. They're aliens, I think, from Venus, perhaps Mars. Their brains are kept safely back home in small jars. So caution, my friends, don't fall for their tricks. Once settled on their lap, they kids tend to stick. All yours.
And with that, we go back to Jackie Chow.
Okay, I have a hard time following that. My next poem is rather kind of on the serious side. Okay, I'm going to read a poem that's inspired by Sylvia Plath and Anne Sexton. It's called The Morning Walk. I wander the streets in late mornings, wind-blown hair brushing against my face, jagged at the ends, as if torn by a shark's teeth. The ice inside the booming cars pierce my thin skin. I wear a sweater, but it doesn't protect me from their glares. I'm a pedestrian. My slow steps and daydreams get in the way of a world that needs to keep moving, keep its children fed. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. And give it over now to Jan Rowe. Yay.
Okay, this is called, huh? What'd they just say? Did he, Tom Hartman, 12-3 on YouTube, did he just say that 3 Americans have as much wealth as 170 million Americans? 170 million have the same? Did he, David at the open mic at the Black Seed, did he just say that he used to live in a dumpster and that he kept the dumpster organized? Did he just say that? And did my sister-in-law just say that during her test for some kind of seizure disorder, the doctor said systole? And she said to the nurse, did the doctor just said my heart stopped? And the nurse says, yes, that's all right. Thank you.
What'd you say? Thanks so much, Jan. And now we're going to go right back to our first phone participant. Ask her to unmute by pressing *6. It's Nancy Dotson again.
The unfairness of death. Death, death, the ages roar. Even to the littlest we pour. Our souls to the innocent dear. Our hate to the predator near. Blue jay we despise. It was unfair to die. Unforgivable farewell we sigh. Kill, kill in a painful world. The notion it unfurls. Death, death to you someday. Yes, God will make you pay. In the return of hell to you someday. Death, deaths for the predator. For meat sounding a bad beat. Farewell, farewell, Philmar dear. May you make heaven's spirit
Thank you, Nancy. And Robert Fleming, if you have anything else to share? DeSantis related or otherwise?
Thank you. Now, this is summer related. This piece was inspired by a scene in the movie From Here to Eternity, where the two leads were kissing and rolling in the sand and the beach in Hawaii. This is called From Summer to Eternity. The next one was called is called Surf Birth. And this is a word art called Slip and Slide. I will read a few of the words on the slide. Slide, slipper, slush, down, snow. And this is considered a concrete poem. I also just created another one this one is called Route 1 is a slip and slide. Route 1 is the longest road in California. And the child in the middle, the boy in the middle, is me when I was about 5 years old. And the first version that I did of this, I decided that there wasn't enough racial diversity. So I removed one of the Caucasian children and added an African-American children to have a more racially diverse picture. So this was my final one. Thank you for letting me show my my summer art.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. Over back to Blackbird.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Okay, I didn't know we were going twice. All right, 1 second. I already have the poem. I'm just left a minute. Okay, let me see. Sorry, guys. Can you come back to me?
Okay, sure.
Can you come back to me? Thank you.
All right, Carol Weston, if you'd like to go again, let me unmute you.
Hi. When I was 16 or 17, when I was 16 or 17, my mother, well-intentioned, forced me to go to the ballroom dance. And I despised it. I was in no way ready. And the boys would march me backward as they, to get to the girl of their dreams and then get rid of me. It was not a good thing. To meet the heart of it, to meet the heart. Don't dance the step on toe, excuse me, dance, and cynic smile and steer the eye apart, and offer leaden limbs and leaden trance. Don't shun their laughs with shudder cold and tense, and slam down punch glass of sweet purple grape, and finger small gold watch in sad suspense, and watch the crowded doorways for escape. But step on toe with calculated blow, and laugh till spit makes sparkles on his suit, and gulp the punch and grow into its glow, and grasp the spinning earth tree by the root. A bitter morsel cannot mope apart. Eat the heart of it.
Thank you, Carol. Do you need more time, Blackbird? You're good? Okay. Blackbird is up.
I was still muted. Oops. Okay. All right. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. Oh God, I'm so sorry, guys. One moment. Get back to me. One more time. One more time. I'm so sorry. Come back to me. I'm so sorry. I just have to do one more thing and I'll be done, okay?
Okay, Ethan, do you want to step in?
I tried to stretch it out. I was watching to see when Blackbird got back.
Well done, sir. Well done. Blackbird, if you're ready to go.
Okay. My sincere apologies. I'm so sorry. Chad, yeah, I don't want to everybody know my business, but yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Mad World. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. And their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you. I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Peace be unto you, to those who have no peace within. I hope you find it soon. Your soul is deteriorating and diminishing from all the stories you've told, doing nothing but spreading lies, deceit, spreading hatred, jealousy. I'm talking about society. Always worried about others other than themselves, always following in others' footsteps, other than their own, found themselves going in circles trying to keep up with the latest trend while I sit back, watching them, making a fool of themselves in this mad world that we live in. I'm just here, waiting for my children to come home, waiting to break free from this broken system we're living on, live our lives, be happy, but they don't understand that because there is no love in their heart, just bitterness, hatred, closed minded, too busy being caught up in this angry and free-for world that we live in, trying to keep up with the latest trends, mesmerized by the latest fake news, ignoring the real news. For example, like the high rising murdering rates in the Black and Brown community, either done by police or their brother, or like our mothers and sisters classified as whores as our rapists walk the streets free, like Proud Boys, our children disappearing one by one or abused. But this is America. Look what they're whipping up. They got us crazy now. Don't let them catch you slipping up. Don't let them catch you slipping up. Or you'll be the next hashtag going viral. Because my love, unfortunately, this is America. All I want is my family, my peace of mind, my freedom. I just want to know, when will this madness end? Will it ever end? And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, because I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's so very, very. I'm done.
Nicely done. And now let's welcome back for our final reader of the night, again, for round 2. Final round, Mr. James Van Loy.
This is called, You Can Always Count on the Americans to Do the Right Thing After They've Tried Everything Else.
Yeah.
On the day the earth stood still, the stranger from beyond said this: the universe grows ever smaller. When really, before globalization ever was articulated as possible, we were already talking about a dwindling earth. Ground slipping out from beneath our very feet. Great loops of mechanized air hops, whirling propellers, chewing space, contrails, spider filament caught against the torrential sun, beating us down into the retreating earth until we all became characters in cartoons, tiny little things in panels, frames that kaleidoscopically waft away a Mandelbrot's self-similarity, ever receding. You'd think we would just disappear and then vanish. And indeed, we actually said that. And it was the ultimate rendition of the ultimate sin, the bad writing. You could see the red pen note on the term insurance class paper: redundant, redundant, redundant. And here we are. You think we've been disappeared and vanished, but we're still here on our little planet. And here's the song. I stand at your gate, and the song that I sing is of moonlight. I stand and I wait for the touch of your hand in the June night. The roses are sighing, a moonlight serenade. The stars are aglow, and tonight how their light sets me dreaming. My love, do you know that the stars are like stars brightly beaming? I bring you and sing you a moonlight serenade. Let us stray till break of day in love's valley of dreams. Just you and I, a summer sky, a heavenly breeze, kissing the trees. So don't let me wait. Come to me tenderly in the June night. I stand at your gate and I sing you a song in the moonlight, a love song, my darling, a moonlight serenade. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Van Looy. And thanks to everyone who came out tonight on a last minute open mic. Hopefully, as I take some time off on Friday, we'll have more announcements for Stone Soup's future in June and beyond. Thank you guys all for your patience, and thanks for coming out to last week's feature with Carol and Margaret. We are moving forward. Summer is coming. People are already asking about live features. I don't know what we're going to do about that, but when I know, you'll be the second one to know. Or whoever reads me first will be the second one to know. Anyway, quick little wave. Thank you guys, and have yourselves an excellent evening. I will see you next week. Come hell or high water, come online or live, come feature or no feature. Take care of yourselves and good night. Stay safe. Stay indoors.
Bonsoir, tout le monde.
See you, Rob.